can it be another, you know, simple analogy is kids will jump in ponds until they're told not to enough times, and then they will never do it again. So what happens when they become adults? They don't like when it rains. You know what I'm saying? So then they complain about the rain, and then it just, something that was once, you know, harbored to perfection is now like something that's something to be feared. And then it just goes up on a scale of, oh, I'm scared of this person because they're like classic, you know, novel racism. This person's black, this person's white, this person's Turkish. You know, it's just what am I scared of you for? Only because I know the surface level information. I'm not educated, and that's why I'm afraid. Because people who are experts in how to wrestle a goddamn 18-foot python are not afraid of the python because they're educated on the python. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's no fear because it's like I am aware of how to be okay in this situation and how to flourish in this situation.
Right. Right.
But it's just, it's I think it's with all that we've said about how it's kind of going down like a little into a big ass divot right now, I think it's going to equally shoot back up within due time.
I think it will too. I have eternal hope. You know, people like my generation and even older ones, because I'm the end of the baby boomers. I mean, and I hear this even from people in their 50s. They're like, oh, America's, you know, my dad, being born in 1915, in 1960, he said, oh, America's going to hell in a handbasket. I don't know what you kids can do, you know. Well, he didn't talk Southern.
Right.
But it's just like today it seems like, yeah, you know, and that, you know, oh, there was all these hippies all over the place. Although in the entire population there were only a few thousand of them that really were hippies. Yeah. You know, like a whole generation.
Legitimate ones at that.
Gets classified as that. Just so how absolutely stupid that concept is. But you hear that from the elder people, that the young people, that the world's going to hell. The young people, the world's going to hell. What's the world going to be for you? And me and my eternal optimism, I think, you know, when I see young people and I get to know young people, because I will work at a lot of universities and stuff, and I talk to them and I find out, I go like, yeah, it's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine, you know?
Because that's what we're talking about. Why worry?
You're going to struggle. Your generation is going to have its fights. It's going to have its struggles. It's going to have its troubles. But in the end, overall, you're going to make the world a better place. Yep. You're not going to inherit it and say, oh, it's shitty. I'm just going to keep fucking it up. Outrage. People are loving their outrage. What you're saying about people, you know, like, it's like, stop it. You know, back off from that. Your outrage. You know, people make it like a marker of how enlightened they are on whatever subject. Because I'm outraged about that. They're expressing anger and problems that they have been able to deal with. And they want to do it.
And they see an opportunity to let it go. They got to like.
An author named Wayne Dyer.
Can't say that I have.
Look him up. You might really dig some of his stuff.
I got him.
There's one thing that I learned from him long ago. He's talking about people's erroneous zones. That was his first book, but that's a long time ago. But it's people's goofiness. Okay, when somebody comes to you, okay, and they start talking to you about what they're angry about or what their problem is,
right?
And they're emoting on you, You have two choices. You can play ball, or you can step aside. You know.
Yeah.
You can. They hit their volleyball of neurosis over to you, and they really want you
to hit it right on back.
To join in. You know, but you know, my wife, it drives my wife crazy because people do that to me, and I go like, oh yeah, and the ball just goes by. I go, yeah, that's kind of yeah. I can see how you have a problem with that. Yeah. You know,
I'd see how that would bother you. It makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't have to take that bother on myself. You know. And
this is like another layer to it, if I might add. it's all about energy, right? If you break it, we're made of materials, space dust and whatnot. So somebody being negative, they're really, in a literal sense, in a metaphorical sense, putting their bad juju onto you.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form, whether it be aggression, anger, sadness, all that kind of stuff. So it's like, I think advisable to people to safeguard their boundaries to where they don't absorb that. Like how you said, they watch the ball pass them, but they don't join in. They respond.
Yeah.
They don't react. Like it's just like, oh, okay, yeah. What is it? The connection that you and I are able to establish despite our vast differences. Because that's why I like running down here, is because despite our different builds, we have the same interests in the same things, and they transpire into our beliefs and to our thoughts about people and to our feelings towards others. Like an angry person who's racist, they're not taking a walk down here.
Well, actually, some of them do.
Yeah, some of them do. Some of them.
But
there's exceptions to the rule. There's exceptions to the rule.
That's
But I appreciate it, man. I really do. Hey,
what's your name?
we did. My name is Craig.
Craig? I'm
Yes,
Peter.
sir. Peter, nice to meet you. Well, I'm gonna give you one more fist bump, and I'm gonna send you on your way, my friend.
You have a good life.
You too, my man. Hey, Happy New Year. Happy New Year.